Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Marlies and today we're going to make a base for a journal or a showpiece for on your mantle, and I'm starting out with the Tim Holtz Folio. It is the accordion folio from Tim Holtz. You can see you can cover it with some backdrops and embellish it with paper dolls and little pieces of ephemera. But for my project, I'm going to use this as a base structure, but I'm going to alter it. First thing that I'm going to do is take a good look how this folio is working and all the elements, and where I can cut off a piece or add something. For today I decided to tear the whole folio into two pieces width-wise. To make it into one whole piece again, I'm going to glue the two pieces together, and I'm using my distress collage medium to do so. So I have a little strip of paper left on the left piece, which is great to use as an attachment. So that is the place where I have put my glue on, and the second piece of the paper will go on top, so you have one structure. For the rest, the pockets and everything, I will leave them on for now and take a look later on how I want to alter them, or maybe do not want to alter them. And I also saw that my two halves did not fit, so I am making them fit and in the same size by cutting off the top strip of paper. I got out my collage medium and a piece of backdrop, the brick stones, and I'm going to attach them to some parts of this structure. Make sure that when you glue the piece of paper onto your structure to smooth out any air bubbles that can be underneath the paper. You can see I glued down the whole backdrop. That is totally fine because later on you can cut off the excess, or if you want to, you can use a ruler and tear those pieces off. In the next couple of steps, you will see me use this paper on other parts of this folio. The thing that I kept in mind is just to skip one page in between, so I can add another kind of paper over there. This is what we have so far, so now we can look for another kind of backdrop to fill up the other blank spaces. And this is the backdrop that I have chosen, so I'm going back in with my collage medium and I'm doing the same thing again. I will place the paper on different pages, but I am making sure that I'm not going to put it like in the back and then also in the front on the pocket, because I want to see different papers on top of each other. For the next couple of steps you will see me adding this paper, and after that I will be back with you. I still have some empty spots left, so I brought in a third piece of backdrop, and yeah, I am going to fill up those gaps. In between the pages, I have some room left, which I would like to cover with the Halloween design tape. And I'm going to use this black crackled kind of one. And I'm not going to use the tape with straight edges. So I'm going to tear those edges away and give it a little bit more of a rough look. The design tape is already sticky, but just to be sure that I can keep it into the right place, I'm going to put a layer of collage medium underneath. I will use the tape in all those in-between areas of the pages. Then I noticed that I forgot one page, so I have to go back in and glue down another piece of paper. And to divide all the papers, it is going to be this one because the rest is already glued down. It is a nice blank paper, so I can still work on that later. I want the pocket to be a little bit smaller, so I'm cutting off a strip of paper on the top of the pocket. And because I forgot the paper, I also have to add another strip of tape. I got out my sprays, in this case the Lost Shadow Distress Oxide ink. I am going to spray the back of the structure and just in a random way. I'm also using my brayer to break up the color and smear it around a little bit. I am bringing in another color, Weathered Wood, also a Distress Oxide spray, and same method, just spray around and move it around with the brayer. I am not looking to create for a certain pattern, I just want everything to look a little bit more grungy, and that is also the reason why I am adding the black color, Black Soot. After all, it is a Halloween project, so let's make it grungy, dark and creepy. Now that my inks have dried, I'm going in there with Distress Paint, Picket Fence and Fossilized Ember. Also got out my brayer again. I'm going to mix up the two colors. I do not want it to be white and I do not want it to be yellow, but a little bit more of a soft yellow off-white. And just apply it randomly on the edges of the paper. And here is a close-up of the irregularity of all the products together. Now I will work on the front of this piece. I want all the papers that I have used on the other side, I want them to be also in the front. So I'm making a little collage of the 3 papers that we have used before. Here you can see how I have imagined to fold this piece all together, so you have a better understanding of your project. I will use acrylic ink from Liquitex, the Carbon Black, to alter the edges of my papers. I want them to be more stained and dark and a little bit more fitting for a Halloween theme. I will use the dropper right away out of the bottle. I will drag it along all sides of the paper, and then I'm trying to activate the color with my water sprayer, so it will get a little bit more wavy, flowy. So yeah, also an irregular pattern. I will repeat this step until all edges have a bit of covering. In the middle, where I have glued the two pieces of folio together, I would like to create a little pocket. So I have my collage medium, a little strip out of the folio, and I'm going to cover it with, repeatedly the same backgrounds that I have used before. Of course, this pocket is covered with a backdrop, but no staining yet, so I'm going to repeat the steps with the ink. After inking, make sure to dry your pieces of paper before gluing or stitching them down on your structure. Time to do some stitching. I'm going to do a running stitch along all sides of the spines and also on the pockets that have a straight edge. You can leave on all the longer threads because I think it is great for a Halloween theme. To complete our structure, the last thing that you can do is to place a running stitch on the top and on the bottom of this structure. This was it for today, but be aware this video is part of a series because I want to show you how to create the whole piece for Halloween. So I would say stay tuned. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye!